Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Footloose and fancy-free, one could say.
What I would give to finally have Kevin Bacon on here.
Yeah.
I would die to know his thoughts.
Oh my god. I'm sure he's got plenty. He has to.
He has to.
What is the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon to the separation to Twilight? There's certainly
It'd be so nice to have finally said that thing wrong so many times and ultimately have him on the show. Like, it would be perfectly kismet.
Yeah. Full circle moment.
That would be...
For sure.
I found out, after listening to a podcast this week, Nicole Byer hasn't seen Twilight before.
What?
I know. It was the episode that she had with Dylan.
Oh, sure.
And, where I found out, first of all, that Dylan's type is Edward Cullen. But Nicole Byer, didn't get any of the references and was like, I've never seen Twilight. And I was like, what do you mean? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, this is a public service announcement. This is a public health emergency. We need to get the bat signal going. Nicole Byer, please. Let's talk about Twilight. Let's get you to watch Twilight.
Let's talk about Twilight. Dylan, second of all.
For sure.
Let's talk about Twilight, because you also have opinions. Right. But that shocked me to my core.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that, for a show about Why Won't You Date Me, hello.
Right.
Talk about romance,
hello.
Right?
Yeah.
Finding out about people's opinions on Twilight continues to amaze me. Both of people who have them and then also people who have just missed the boat on that is wild. Yeah. Welcome to Into the Twilight.
Ew.
Hello. We're glad that you're here.
Yeah.
It feels like no time at all for you all, I imagine. I really had to dust off my mic here. I forgot how this show
We were on a little staycation, one could say.
Right, exactly. How are you? It's been so long.
I'm here. Listen, folks.
Listen.
My happy thing is the concept of funemployment, okay?
All right.
I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons here, okay? Because your boy doesn't have a job. And that's not ideal, sure.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But I feel like it's good to have a break and to recenter and to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Would I have liked more ideal circumstances of how long of a runway that is? Sure, certainly. But I am choosing to enjoy it and rock my shit and have fun with it as long as I can, and
absolutely
do shit in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Go see a fucking movie on a weekday. A matinee. What? Okay. Yes.
What?
Let's do it. I'm here. I'm not, I don't want to do pity. I don't want to do fucking, itching, scratching my wounds, Fuck it. I'm gonna have fun.
Well, yeah, maybe don't do that.
Right.
I don't want you to get infections.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Don't want to get infections.
You can't afford them right now.
Right. Yeah, I can't go to the doctor. Are you kidding? In this economy? Yeah, but I'm choosing to enjoy and embrace just doing shit that I wasn't able to do with full-time employment and just fucking rocking it and enjoying it.
Some might say this is a great time of year for it.
Sure.
I mean, there's never a good time for it, but I think that when the sun is out more, that makes it a little bit more tolerable.
Yeah, I'm going to take walks. I'm going to go to the library.
While we still have them.
Right.
Absolutely.
While we still have them, I'm going to exercise my right to go to one of those as long as I can,
Amen.
And I think too, the last time I wasn't working or didn't have work, there were moments where I was able to enjoy it, but also like immediately after like I had surgery, so like it was a different kind of like
Right.
recovery situation. So it wasn't like and my my mobility and access to things was different. But now I'm like, let's go, let's fucking go to a park, let's have a picnic, let's do something at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Fuck it, nothing can stop me.
I think that's amazing. You are handling it so much better than I have in the past.
Sure.
So bless that. But also, if we could just get a little bit more stability in the journalism market, that would be ideal.
Yeah, if anyone wants to get me off this ride, I wouldn't say no to it.
Yeah, while we're putting requests
right, like, don't be fooled by my calm demeanor, but I would like, employment for sure. I wouldn't say no to that. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna let it faze me, and I'm gonna do fun, unemployed dirtbag shit, and that's fun. I'm excited to do that. But also, if anyone is hiring,
if anyone wants to make Cody not available at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday,
right? This is your grand opportunity to do that.
Right. I think that you've got to, right? Like you gotta make lemonade.
Yeah.
Out of it.
We're out here.
I'm so done with seeing all of my amazing journalism friends.
Yeah.
Having to be like on this fucking roller coaster ride.
Right.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
But while we're here, parks.
Right. They're great.
Parks.
Yeah. That's my truth. This is what's up. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm alive. I'll tell you
Congrats.
that.
Congrats.
Huge news. huge news. And I'm using happy here in the biggest of quotes.
Yeah.
But there's no way that I could go without talking about it. My fucking happy thing is Sunrise on the Reaping.
Okay, tell me about it.
So I'm not going to spoil this for anyone.
Sure.
Because when this comes out, this book has been out for, all of 5 fucking days. Right. And that's unrealistic for people, right? This I'm going to be talking about this book in therapy.
Okay. Love.
Okay.
Love.
Complimentary.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of this book. I think we talked about it last, like 5 years ago when Ballad came out.
Sure.
And there was a lot of hubbub about why the fuck did Suzanne write a book about snow on there. Yeah. And I was very hesitant, and I did read it and I understood it. But it was the first one that was written in a third person. Mm-hmm. There's so much more context about why that book was written now that we have Sunrise on the Reaping, which is about Haymitch's games.
Gotcha.
And because we're back to first person. And she's said from the jump that this book really doubles down on propaganda, which is funny because the whole thing.
Right, yeah.
The whole thing. Right? Yeah. That's the whole thing, and she's never been covert about that, right? Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people who I think took the casting specifically of Ballad. Yeah. And she was like, no, I need to get you all in a room and sit down because you're missing it. Right? Yeah. It's so overt. And this book does a couple of things. For one, it made me really enjoy the 12-year reading journey that I've been on with this. Yeah. Of, reading them when I was so disillusioned and joyful about the political process, right? I read them right before, the summer before I voted for the first time, and now it's like, I'm the skeleton coming off that roller coaster meme. Yeah. But what it did more than anything is it made me really miss teaching dystopian fiction in a classroom. Yeah. Like, I haven't craved wanting to teach something in a classroom more than reading this book because there's a lot of people who I think genuinely, and I think good-heartedly criticize Suzanne for some things. But I think that the value of this series as a whole is that it is accessible.
Yeah, totally.
The age range that it was originally meant for is the age range that I taught it at, which is, 7th and 8th grade.
Right.
And that is a really good time to introduce it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know that there are some teachers now who are reteaching it again in high school from a different lens as well.
Yeah.
But there is a value to having approachable literature, of teaching really high level concepts about like fascism and propaganda accessibly.
Right. Totally.
You have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I think that there are plenty of valid critiques about Suzanne, but I also think that I am glad that I read this for the first time and was like, oh damn, this just opened a lot of things about me and learning. And this book specifically made me realize, again, I am not immune to propaganda, both within the context of this world, but also within this series.
Yeah.
Like, she pulled a fast one.
Damn. Okay.
And I cried a lot in it.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I also didn't read other one, but the ballad song. I know, which whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I remember like the hubbub and stuff during that time, and especially obviously the movie and everything, whatever. But like the reaction to this one, like I'm seeing friends come out of the woodwork being like, I read it all in like one sitting, like I read the original Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And I imagine the first person has like a big part of that as well. But like just to have that sort of feeling of being like, oh, it's back. Like this is, this moment is like very exciting.
I haven't had a book suck me in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we read a lot of stuff in here where I have to like push that down because we read a chapter, 2 chapters, right? Where usually I would let that consume me.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time where I've really let that happen.
Yeah.
And I had to, for the sake of having a job, right? That I had to do, it's separated in 3 parts because she's a motherfucking screenwriter, right? So she writes in a way that is set up like that. I did each of those parts a night.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like my 5 to 9
yeah.
was that. Like, I didn't touch YouTube. I didn't touch TikTok. I read from the minute I clocked off to when I went to bed. And I haven't done that in years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Where, like, I'll read casually, for an hour or 2. Sure. But to the point where I am fucking fading off like a grandpa and a lazy boy, haven't done that in a really long time.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So,
work.
I'm very excited to know your thoughts about it.
Yeah, totally.
And this bitch. This complimentary. It's the fact that the movie's already coming out next year is wild.
That is so wild.
And I have no idea how they're going to do it PG-13. Because it's worse. It's more gruesome.
Love.
Than stuff we've seen before.
Okay.
But to have it be, like, every night for this past week, I've been reading this incredibly devastating stuff, and then we got to this week's episode, I was like, I'm fucking done, dude.
I can't do this anymore.
I need an injection of something with happy pills, because I can't. I'm so done.
I can't do this anymore.
I'm feeling too many things. But, no, it's great. It's great.
Hell yeah.
We have Aaaaand piece of current events. I was so worried about it when we spoke last that something was going to drop, and I'm glad that they waited for us, which was nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Just a piece from Can. Do you want to tell the class? It's been a while.
Absolutely.
Since we had some chronology updates.
Right. We finally have a Chronology of Water update because we are in the, Can sort of planning arena like time frame right now what are the films that are going to be in there, who's going to be on like the selection things, all this different stuff. All of those things are still like a work in progress per this Variety article, but there are some rumors, some predictions and what is actually like going to be submitted for potentially being there, and one of those is our girl Chronology of Water with Case 2.
Amen.
And that would be great. I would love that if that was a premiere for them. That'd be super sick, because obviously this has been like a passion project for her. And an intentional one for like a very long time.
Side by side with Mission Impossible.
Right, yeah. My two queens, Kristen Stewart and Tom Cruise, just barrel running to Cannes.
I just want to say this is more so a problem with my ADHD and how my eyesight works.
Yeah.
But the way that this variety piece works, thank you Variety for this, is the way that this paragraph where Chronology of Water is, they're about 2 sentences ahead of it, where my brain was trying to skim it really quickly, and I saw 2 things, and my brain immediately linked them together, and I got very curious. One, Charlie XCX.
Right.
X. The second one, Vietnam War. And I went, hold on.
Listen.
Now, wait a second.
With the amount of film projects that somehow Charlie XX is now attached to, which no shade, like whatever, do your thing. But given the sheer number of them, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just like, you know what, throw her in there. Get it.
I want to know her thoughts about propaganda, actually.
Yeah, I am curious. I want to see that.
Would she defect? Let me know.
Right.
I'm excited. There's been a lot of excitement. I'm looking forward to the Chronology of Water. I will say, I'm not Tom Cruise pilled.
Yeah.
Like many people.
Yeah.
But I am actually looking forward to this Mission Impossible.
Yes. Ugh.
Not only because the trailer that we saw during the Super Bowl looked great, but also because love of my life, Mr. Milkshake, is going to be in it.
And God bless.
That's actually all I needed.
Yeah.
I'm locked in, actually.
Yeah. Oh my God. And if he shows up for that Mace 2 is there, I need them to queen out severely. Are you kidding?
You will see me on the moon. I will be...
I'm going to be gnawing at my enclosure.
The amount of people, by the way, who, given all of the discourse around Snow White right now, the amount of fake fans that have popped up who've been like, actually, I've always been a fan of Snow White and the Huntsman.
That pissed me off.
I'm so fucking done with you all. Where were you when we were in the trenches?
Yeah.
By the way,
I retweeted something on our account. I forget who the original post was, so I apologize. But they basically said that this is revisionist history because she was public enemy number 1 when this movie came out.
No, literally.
And it's like, yeah, y'all weren't there. Like, I appreciate y'all are here now, but like, don't try to make up stuff that didn't happen. That wasn't the truth.
That's fake news.
She
literally
tanked her career and social and just in general, like, public persona for years.
Y'all are gonna give me a fucking aneurysm. I was there when that happened. No one was in the line for that movie.
Yeah, that may have been one of the emptiest theaters, actually, I ever saw a movie in my youth when that came out. That was tough, but we were out here. We were there.
It was like that and like Step Up 4. No one was there for that except for me.
Right. Yeah.
The only midnight premiere I've ever been to in my life.
Step Up 4?
I don't want to talk about it. I was finally 18 and could make my own decisions.
Sure.
And
and that was the choice you made, and I appreciate it.
It was just me.
You were fighting for what was right, and I do appreciate that. That is brave and true of you.
I don't want to talk about it. Oh, God. You know what else I don't want to talk about? Is this a fucking episode?
This fucking television show, The Vampire Diaries? Yeah, I'm over it.
Not only because of the fact that, like, we just came off St. Patrick's Day, so talking about Christmas is weird, but, like, the Vampire Diaries writers were really, like, on it. They were like, you all are making happy Christmas stuff right now, but what the world really needs is sad Christmas content on the CW.
There are some devastating needle drops in this particular episode. Like, they were just that Alyssa Edwards, like, writing meme of being like, I got this, I'm cooking. Like, no, of being like, what if we had some of the most devastating things possible happen to very somber versions of Christmas songs?
I eat that shit up, because I love a sad Christmas.
Of course,
like,
yeah.
That's hot, that's in.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you know that they were they were chomping at the bit to put some sad ass Christmas shit in here.
Yeah.
The thing that I forgot, because we took a week off, we did our spring break, is I forgot, I think, for the nasty previously on that we have now, it reminded me that Jeremy had stopped Alina, that he's on one right now. And then also that we had that nasty pretend breakup last episode. And I forgot that's where we're picking up on right now.
Right. Which, so the vibes there are not great off the bat.
No.
But I do love, too, it's so funny that, like, and it's obviously tragic, but it is a little funny that, like, Jeremy this whole episode is essentially just in, like, please don't kill your sister camp. Like, just, like, training to be like, please don't kill your sister. Please don't kill your sister. What do we do for you not to kill your sister? Like,
they really took the lake house, and instead of making it fat camp, it's like, please don't kill your sister.
Yeah.
Camp.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna
Population 1, Jeremy.
Population 1.
Yeah. In a tiny white tank top, chopping trees.
Oh my god.
You kidding? Hello?
He's not a minor. That is an adult man,
Right.
so I feel fine about thirsting over it, even though he's pretending like a Riverdale actor to be 17. The veins on his arms.
Yeah. Diabolical. Just nasty work.
It's just... the fact that the first thing that we see of him is him just chopping wood is wild. It's wild work. I know that the fan vids were just unreal after this. And that's thank you for your service, actually. I was curious. We have to kind of do some imagining as an audience of the conversations that have happened between Bonnie and Jeremy before this don't kill your sister camp starts.
Right.
Because they're, in theory, what we know as an audience is that they're not really on the best of terms. They've more so been working out of necessity. But the interactions that they have this episode seem fine, ?
Yeah.
And I like it. I'm fine with it. I'm not necessarily interested in them in a romantic way as I was in the past.
Right.
But we do have to kind of pretend like that doesn't happen anymore, which is interesting.
Yeah, like, it's an interesting concept, too, to be like, you have to project these feelings and energy onto someone who's not Elena, because that is what is triggering in your mind to want to kill her or whatever. Like, that sort of conversation, and being like, oh, well, I can feel those things about you, Bonnie, and, like, channel it that way, which is interesting. And obviously they're kind of setting up for maybe them to get back together or do something or whatever, but, like,
if I had a nickel
every
time Bonnie was an emotional punch bag.
Yeah. And, like, while I'm not, like, mad at that, I am more interested, or think it's more interesting, that there is this foundation of love there that is, like, complicated, and but it's more of, like, you know, they look out for each other, and there's, like, a lot of bullshit, and you know, much of which was Jeremy's fault, fucking around and finding out. But I think that is, like, an interesting dynamic that I hope doesn't just become, like, Electric Boogaloo Part 2, like, let's try this again in a romantic way, you know?
I agree. I think I'm more interested in them having a dynamic similar to Caroline and Matt do now.
Yeah.
Where they're just... they have to interact with each other because of the nature of the world that we're in.
Yeah.
But it's very much comfortable because of history and not romantic in a sense.
Right. Yeah.
Because I do think that there's a chemistry between these actors. They work well with each other. And I think that the Bonnie and Jer obviously have a history because of Elena. But I think that it has been proven multiple times that they are not compatible with each other. Yeah. So I'm not necessarily interested in exploring that further. I am less mad about Jeremy needing to use Bonnie as this kind of like emotional anchor this episode. Given that it makes contextual sense, and also Bonnie is okay with it, which she it's less of her being forced into something than she usually is.
Mm-hmm.
But given the amount of times that it's happened, I'm keeping track, is what I will say.
Yeah.
It was odd, not surprising, given that Bonnie's there, but it was odd that Shane, the professor, was there, and that supposedly Elena asked him to be there. I don't know, how did that happen?
Get him out of here.
I'm so done with this dude.
And it's like, obviously, he is, you know, we know as the audience that, like, he's full of shit, or he's, like, working on different plans behind the scenes, right? And I know that they don't know that, and they're not the most perceptive group in the world. However, it's a little weird, just as a human being, just as, like, life stuff, right? Of being like, why is this college professor hanging out with Bonnie and telling us what we need to do because he's an expert in all this mythological supernatural stuff? And it's like, y'all, you have a bad history of letting people in and them fucking you over. So maybe we should be a little more selective of the people we bring to 100%. Orchestrate our plans.
This is one of those moments where I wish that we could see what the audience reaction was during the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because this episode in particular, it felt like they were trying to make him be Rick's replacement.
Yeah.
With sharing his backstory about his wife and kid dying.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's not a Rick stand-in.
Yeah. Hashtag not my Rick. That's not my man's. That's not my man's. Come on.
No, he's not. Given, maybe from what Elena and Co know, he's kind of fulfilling that role.
Sure.
But from an audience perspective, he's Mr. Shady with an evil plan who wants to sacrifice 12 hybrids.
Right. Which, brutal number, by the way.
Dude.
That's a lot. That's a lot of body. It's been a while since we've seen, like, a true, like, massacre on this show.
We still don't know the purpose of why that needed to... There's some, like, grand plan, all caps, for that.
Right.
But I expected that we would find out what that was.
Yeah.
Especially because Klaus was doing that with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to have that actually happen, of the 11, maybe it was 12, but I thought it was 11 and then Miss Ma'am.
Right. April? Or
no? Not April, Tyler's mom.
Oh, right. Yes. Well, that was like, because he was looking for Tyler and being like, where is he? I gotta, kind of stuff. And then, you know, he has this moody conversation with Stefan of being like, we keep all of our letters and mementos of the people we've killed because we know at the end of the day we're gonna end up alone and we're always gonna be alone, which, brutal.
Incel.
Yeah, right. And then he's like, wait, that just gave me a great idea. How do I make sure Tyler suffers more than anyone in the world because he fucked me? What if I drown his mom who's just vibing at this Christmas party, right?
Just tipsy.
She's tipsy. She's drinking her Pinot Grigio. She's having a great time. Also, at this point, it seems like everyone has left. Like, the party has been over, right? And she's just, like, kind of wandering around a little drunk, stumbling.
Yeah, she's just doing her interim mayor duties, making sure everyone got home.
She's just looking around, and she's like, great, everything's all good. Good success, great party. We did a great job. Merry Christmas, everybody. And then, boom, drown in the fountain.
Like,
what
they're
the
fucking
fuck?
Outsiders, dude.
Yeah. God.
Holy mother issues.
Yeah. Jeez.
But that's what I wasn't sure, because it seemed like when Klaus was with Kim, I think it was, he was like, where's Tyler? And she's like, I don't know, fuck you.
Right.
It seemed like he killed 11 of them, so he didn't finish the sacrifice in that moment because he was still looking for Tyler, who was the 12th unsired hybrid.
Yeah.
Because Haley was like, hey dude, you still have time to run. He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, thanks for totally fucking me and then also giving me like a 10-second heads up. Great, thank you. I don't know how to feel about it.
So it seems like he might not have finished the sacrifice in that moment and then was like, since you pissed me off,
right,
and I have issues with moms, I'm gonna kill yours. Okay, bye.
Also, that was so nasty when he was talking to her, Klaus was talking to her, and being like, you know, she's like, you know, he's my son, he's all I have. And he's like, yeah, and you're all he has. Isn't that like a beautiful, twisted symmetry? It's like, you nasty fuck.
You know Tyler can't clean that whole house by himself.
Yeah, come
Klaus,
on now.
that's so rude. Y'all know I don't like Klaus.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to apologize for it. I know that some of you might have emotional attachment to it when you watch the show for the first time. That's fine. I'm not going to judge you. I literally have a supernatural tattoo. I can't say shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't have that same feeling that you might have watching it now.
Right.
Did I have emotional feelings from the actor when he had tears in his eyes talking to Stefan? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Did I think that Klaus and Stefan might kiss earlier in the episode when he was showing him the sword? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they were real close. They were real close.
Why did Klaus bring up the fact that Stefan moved out of his house if not to invite Stefan there? You know? Like, I think that they would be nasty boyfriends together.
Yeah. I think they could work it out in the remix. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But I don't like Klaus.
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting from a character perspective that Klaus brought up the fact that the letters and the writing of the names are the same. Because I do think Stefan thinks he's morally better than Klaus.
Yeah.
When he's not.
Right.
So I did love that.
Yeah.
But I am... I just thought it was really funny that Klaus did that whole fucking painting and Caroline was like, that looks sad as shit.
Right.
Like, it's fine, but it looks really depressing, actually.
She had so many good line reads this episode. That in particular, when Tyler is telling her at the beginning... Because first of all, she's trying to organize this fucking party, right? And everyone keeps trying to... piss her off.
Yeah, the event this week, the event of the town this week it's a mouthful. It's the Winter Wonderland charity event.
Yeah.
That would be so expensive to print on a banner.
Oh my god, yeah. She's running numbers. She's doing shit, okay? And so he's like, okay, grand plan, you're probably gonna hate me, but what if it's a really great idea that, like, I do, like, the whole body swap thing with Klaus, and then encase my body in a slab of concrete for an undetermined amount of time. And she's like, and he's like, don't freak out. And she's like, freaking out? I'm gonna hemorrhage. How dare you? Like, what the fuck is wrong?
Why does everyone keep bringing me this bullshit when I'm trying to plan events?
But fuck also, off. Like, alternatively, if that was how it went, I wouldn't be mad about it. If we just didn't see Tyler for a couple months because he was just encased in concrete.
Best case scenario, Tyler, is actually that you die. Because the worst case scenario is that you're encased in concrete, you get pulled back out and revived, but all of your muscles are atrophied, my guy.
Totally.
You're a hybrid who's supposed to be able to use your body to defend yourself.
Yeah, and it's just like, it doesn't seem like he thinks a lot of things through, which is correct. Always. And now is somehow in a leadership position, which is not great. And also, like, you know, this whole thing about, like, you know, we have this underlying thing of finding the cure and, like, the sword or Silas or, you know, like, all these different things, like, how to get it and all this whatever.
That, by the way...
Yeah.
We need to come back to Silas.
Yeah.
Because what was that? Where did that come from?
Yeah. I was like,
why did Shane know about Silas and pull that out in the 11th hour?
Right. Like, what? And it's like, oh, you don't need a witch. You don't need the sword. You just got to get Silas and you're home free. It's like, what? Okay. We'll pause on that for a second. How do you know that information? But, like...
I'm going to defend against Blue Eyes White Dragon with my Silas card.
Yeah.
Hello?
And then Tyler comes in, like, oh, well, we don't want the fucking cure because that'll just turn us into werewolves again. And that's annoying. And then we have to do the moon stuff every month. And so, no thank you. Okay. It's like...
that shocked me.
Yeah.
That he... First of all, I do think it's weird. It's not surprising for the story. Like, I get it. But I do think it's weird from a character standpoint that Tyler is the alpha of these hybrids.
Yeah.
It made a lot more sense now that they're dead.
Right.
This man has no leadership skills in him. So I get now why Haley was kind of plotting this of like, sure, you can be the boss.
Yeah. She was trying to find her exit.
Right, exactly. I thought that part was really interesting, and I'm wondering if they're going to explore that a little bit more. That Tyler doesn't actually want to go back to being, quote, just a werewolf.
Right.
Because he would have to deal with his period.
Right. Right. He has to do his lunar cycle, and that sucks.
Right. And he doesn't want to have to deal with all of his bones breaking, which honestly, like, I get that. That sounds exhausting. And he has a little bit more control as a hybrid, even though he hated it at first.
Right. But
we just kind of skipped over that.
And I think, too, it's like, I think I just have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the cure is, right? In general, like, because it's like, oh, is this like a power that is unleashed and like wipes over everyone? You know what I mean? Like automatically or something? Or is it like, you know, you're taking a pill or whatever. You're like, I found the magic pill that is going to, you know, eradicate me of vampirism, you know? But
yeah, maybe he's overestimating it. It's just like prep, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah, you just take a little prep and you're good. You just like maintain it and you keep your vampire levels low and you're undetectable and you're great. But
right.
But maybe it is this like large swath of just like it's either fully on or fully off. But I am unclear of like what actually the scenario is. Because I'm just concerned why he's worried about it. Yeah. If it's like
he's just afraid of he just thinks in binaries. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And that's true. That is true.
That would be very Tyler, actually.
Yeah.
That moment, though, when he was fucking crashing out outside the grill and with Caroline and Stefan, and then all of a sudden the other hybrids showed up, kind of freaked me out. Like,
yeah.
They showed up out of the middle of fucking nowhere. I know that that massacre moment it's freaky because that's Klaus. Like, we haven't seen Klaus really be on one in a while. The problem though is that I don't have a big emotional attachment to the hybrids because it's just felt like a C plot. Like I don't have a lot of emotional investment in them other than like I don't like it when Klaus does crimes and I don't like that I don't like what he's up to in general. So whatever that is, that's not good. I am nervous about if there's like multiple steps to this, how that involves Haley and Shane in general. I'm not ready to talk about Damon and Stefan and Elena yet. So I would like to know your thoughts about personally one of the most confusing parts of this episode for me, which was April.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. God. Well, first of all, like, Carolyn gets her shit rocked because she's trying to find this alternative plan and do like 2 birds 1 stone, figure this out, whatever, and she's on the phone, she's making girl boss calls. She's on Barbie planner mode. Right, and she's like, I'm working on business. I got 2 phones. I'm here. And she's trying to be like, will this thing work? Bonnie, yes or no, please, thank you. And she's like, bet, thank you for the approval. And then Haley's like, I will kill you. I gotta fix this to see my family. Snap. Fully just out. And April comes on in, and it's like, oh my god, girl, you're dead. What is going on? And I totally forgot too that she had the ring. Same.
I forgot that she had that bracelet from last episode.
And I can't believe I forgot because the way that Matt and Jeremy were trying to sell it, being like, you should wear it for sure, keep it, it looks really nice on you, please wear it forever, don't never take it off. But I forgot about that, and then like Caroline goes, when she's alive again, it's like, hey girl, don't worry about this, forget everything you saw here, everything's so peachy keen, and you are Miss Mystic Falls and you have duties to uphold, so get on to it, baby, let's go, girl.
That's an important thing to know, is that throughout this whole time, because we're at the festival, right, is that April is doing her Miss Mystic Falls duties. She's got her crown on, she's got her sash on, and so when she sees Caroline's dead body, she's like, hello?
Right. It's like,
Do you have...
what's going on here? And like,
Yeah.
but also the commitment from April to be like, yes-anding that is very interesting to me, rather than being
That's
like...
how you know her dad was a fucking cult leader, is because she totally was like, yeah. Absolutely.
She locked in. She was like, oh, for sure. Totally. Yes. I am Miss Mystic Falls. Bye. Have fun. And it's like, uh-oh. This is a lot of information for someone we don't really trust or have a lot of, connection to have. Right. Uh-oh. And thinks, her dad got murdered and stuff. There's a lot of threads here.
That part, weird enough on its own, right? Mm-hmm. Because then, when we come back from winter break, we would have to deal with that.
Right, yeah.
But the thing that Caroline was trying to get approval on was, we don't have to use Tyler. Mm-hmm. We can use Rebecca instead. Because she's already dead. We'll put Klaus in there. Right. Bingo, bingo, bongo. We're great.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Right, exactly. How the fuck did April get down into the caves where Rebecca's body was?
Right. Hello?
Because seeing her at the end, girl, you can't just be walking around alone in this town if you learn nothing.
Yeah, for real.
Seeing her next to Rebecca's body made me very nervous, because I was like, I know that you like Rebecca, but you did just kind of figure out that, like, she was not human. Yeah. So, rip.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But she seems to be holding it together better than I expected, so that's good.
Right. That's a true Miss Mystic Falls,
Absolutely.
Composure.
She's got the composure
grace.
down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say for any other layman that they would have, fainted at that point. No, she's got that shit locked down. 100%.
Right. Yeah.
Doing this during Christmas, I think, is beautiful.
Yeah.
And sad, which is why I liked it.
Yeah.
I am proud of Damon for finally ripping the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Because I think they could have dragged this out past.
Yeah, I was a little worried. Yeah.
And I'm glad that they didn't. Because I think that we do have plenty of issues to resolve. Yeah. Vis-a-vis Stefan throwing the chessboard, which felt very on the nose.
Yeah.
Of like, oh no, my girlfriend made out with my, not just made out, but had sex with my brother, and now I need to throw this chessboard.
Right. Many such cases.
Hey fellas, you know when that happened?
Yeah. You ever been there?
It sucked so bad to see how well Nina and Ian were acting with each other at the lake house. Specifically, the amount of times that Nina was pushing and Ian was pulling back.
Yeah.
I hated it. Complimentary.
Yeah, it's so brutal, because it's like, Elena is still, because she's not of her full mind, right? Like, there is obviously
sound mind, yes.
Yeah, right. Like, there's a foundational part of this that is real, right? But there is an even larger part of this that is not in anyone's full control. So that colors things very differently of how true her feelings are, right? And so she's like, keep like just pulling and pushing and pushing and being like, you can't
do it.
Pretend this is, you can't pretend this isn't real. Like, we're feeling these things, even if it feels different or it's because of different things. There is a part of this is real, whatever. Yeah. And him wanting to hear all of those things and believing those things, but like knowing that it's not right and it's not how it should be if they were to actually be together, is fucked up. And then him being like, listen, dropping the hammer, being like, you're gonna go home, I'm gonna chill with Jeremy, we're gonna figure this vampire killing stuff out together, it's gonna be okay, I'm setting you free, this is what I want, and this is what will make me happy,
Ugh.
is while having the saddest face and intonation of all time. Like, you know, like, it's fucked up.
It's just, so they say this like 4 times this episode of the so do it thing.
Yeah.
Which I wrote down mocking them, but by the time that Damon said it, when she was at the car, I was like, oh, ouch.
Yeah.
I started to feel the lump in my throat when Elena, Jeremy, and Bonnie were decorating the tree.
Yeah.
And Damon was outside and he wouldn't come in. And I just felt it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what if I just pause? What if I just pause and I never come back to this television show?
Right. And being like, it's nice that you guys can, like, be a family again, you know? And it looks nice. And, like, just looking from the outside in is like, oh my God.
Because it's that feeling of knowing, both from Damon and Elena's side, of like Elena knowing that this needs to happen and Damon knowing that he needs to rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
I think that had I watched this when it happened, I had only experienced Elena's side. And now I've experienced both sides, and that hurts worse somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that Elena's side feels more consuming, right? Of like, I think that like first, I don't know that this is her first heartbreak necessarily, but she's having this thing right now of like very, very new moon of like, you can't tell me this isn't real.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that what I'm going through right now is fake because I'm feeling it. And he's like, listen.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm telling you that there's a power dynamic here that it feels fake to me and I can't be in it. And it hurts to have him invoke that sire bond, even though I agree and I want that to happen as an audience member. And having that juxtaposed with Caroline having that much pity in her eyes that she doesn't even need to say anything to Stefan, who knows. Yeah. Sucks so bad. I hate it.
Yeah. Yep.
I am curious, though. I mean, we have a lot of loose threads here for when they come back from winter break. I am just unsure of where they start. Where they start putting those pieces together. Yeah. Of like, it seems right now that Jeremy's kind of block is holding with Elena.
Yeah.
But in order for the cure to happen, they have to keep pushing on that block of making him kill vampires. Yeah. So that sucks. I feel a little bit better about knowing where this season goes, though. Which is good. I didn't a couple episodes ago. Yeah. I am personally scared, though, about knowing how things have worked with Klaus. There's usually more than one step to a sacrifice like this. Yeah. I am concerned of what all he is not telling Stefan right now. Yeah. Given that he has 2 other lackeys working with him. What I'm excited about, though, is that next week's episode, I mean, one is titled After School Special, which, well.
Yeah. How fitting.
Which is very good. But also, this still that we have, is that or is that not Rebecca?
Oh my God, our girl.
Because that does not look like Caroline to me.
Yeah, I would bet that for sure.
I don't think that April would react with that face if that was Caroline. So I think that's Rebecca.
Yeah, she's like, girl, I thought you were dead.
The only thing that would make me feel super confident is if I saw one of her fuck-ass hair feathers.
Oh my God, yeah.
Hopefully she comes back without them.
Yeah.
But I will be very excited if we are getting some more Rebecca.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm nervous. I am scared of a mayorless Mystic Falls.
Oh man, and we also need to have an interim mayor. We need to have a new.
No, exactly.
We need to have so many.
And I don't think that you can make it Liz because that's conflict of interest, right? You can't have a sheriff being in her.
Right. Yeah, we're running out of adults here.
Right, exactly. Unless they present us with another random adult that we've never seen before.
Yeah. Fuck it. Make it Carolyn. Oh my
yes!
God, that would go.
She can do it. She's 18, she's qualified.
Let her cook.
Let her lead. She's proven that she can do it. We have some amazing patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Greg Lautner.
Ooh, thank you to April Dobrev.
Boo boo. Thank you to Kristen Stewart.
Ooh, thank you to Callista Lockwood.
Ow. Thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh, thank you to Katya Carr.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Janae Bennett.
Ow. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Ow, ow. Thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh, and last but certainly not least, thank you to Jaylene Ilishkov.
Boo, boo, boo.
So, I have a fanfiction for you.
Love.
This is a little unconventional.
Okay.
But I want you to stick with me.
Alright.
This is by the author Captain Devil.
Love.
And I noticed when I was searching for fanfictions this week that I saw at least 6 of them that centered on one specific song.
Okay.
And I figured that I had to. It was only for one ship that I saw, which was Caroline and Klaus.
Okay.
And they all used this song. Now, the timeline that I saw was around 2016, so I want to set your expectations.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Timeline, right? Late 2015, 2016, what song was really popular then? This fan fiction author specifically has put a fan video as their fan fiction in here. I'm not going to share that with you. Instead, I'm going to share the summary for this Claraline fan video because it was used so often. So I'm going to call this an unofficial collaboration with Captain Devil, the fanfiction author, and the author of this song, Ellie Goulding. The title of this fanfiction is Love Me Like You Do. And here's the summary. A dramatic reading. You're the light. You're the night. You're the color of my blood. Shut up. You're the cure. You're the pain. You're the only thing I want to touch. Never knew that it could mean so much. And see.
Wow. Beautiful work.
And again, Captain Devil has a Vimeo fan video here for you.
Wow. I love a multimedia fan fiction experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it seems like this song, which again we have personal history with, unfortunately, was really popular when it came out.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, and it will haunt me there. And I'm scared of what happens with this fandom in 2016 for that to be true.
Yeah, for sure.
But please enjoy that Vimeo experience. Haven't thought about Vimeo in a hot second.
Shout out.
I'm very excited for what our March bonus Jonas will be. Would you like to tell the class?
Absolutely. We are going to be watching the one, the only Mickey 17.
Years in the making, folks.
It's finally happening. We're doing it. So get on the train, and we're gonna talk about it at the end of the month.
I'm so excited. I've heard nothing but amazing things. I've seen that fucking plushie everywhere. I'm looking forward to it. So, friends, tell your friends about the show. Visit a park.
Yeah.
Go cry about a book in a park.
Yes. Oh my god. One of life's greatest experiences.
Absolutely. That's the human experience. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ow.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.